It's unusual for a prominent movie star like him to abruptly depart from Hollywood. However, that's precisely what occurred. Cat Williams has a theory. He believes Tucker delved too deeply into the murky side of showbiz, encountering things he couldn't cope with. It's almost as if he was forced out. In Hollywood, losing favor can be a tough setback to recover from. Cat believes this is what happened to Chris. He thinks Chris was exploited and then discarded once they were done with him. And it all relates to Tucker's association with Epstein Island. Indeed, Chris Tucker was involved, sparking discussions. Some may question Cat Williams' narrative due to his controversial nature, but there's validity to his claims. Reports about Tucker's connections with prominent figures like Epstein have been circulating. And guess what? Tucker himself confirmed it. Yes, he had ties to Jeffrey Epstein. Surprising, isn't it? But why does it matter? Well, given Epstein's scandal, being associated with him doesn't reflect well. It raises questions about what truly transpired behind the scenes. When you think of Chris Tucker, you likely recall Rush Hour or his stand-up comedy. He excelled in both. He was ubiquitous back then. However, while his counterpart continued, Tucker departed. People wondered why someone with such immense potential would leave. Some argued he was already wealthy enough, but Williams suggested there's more to the story. It turns out Tucker realized Hollywood wasn't what he envisioned. His time at the top exposed him to questionable practices, prompting his decision to exit. Chris Tucker's journey from stand-up comedy to Hollywood stardom resembled a thrilling roller coaster ride. He began with his clever and humorous performances on Def Comedy Jam in '92. His film debut in House Party 3 marked the start of his ascent, propelling him into the spotlight. Hailing from Atlanta with a close-knit group of siblings, Chris had a knack for comedy. From hosting talent shows to pursuing stand-up gigs, he was determined to achieve fame. At just 19, he ventured to Los Angeles, eager to kickstart his comedy career. And he hit the ground running. Chris Tucker thrived in the comedy circuit, gracing Def Comedy Jam stages and mingling with icons like Bernie Mac. Then came his breakthrough role in Ice Cube's Friday, catapulting him to fame as Smokey and garnering critical acclaim. He also made waves in music videos for industry giants like Dr. Dre, Tupac, and Maze. However, it was his portrayal of Smokey that truly solidified his status in Hollywood. Director Gary Gray recognized Chris' talent, especially his improvisational skills, which brought Smokey to life in Friday. The film's success cemented Chris Tucker's position as a formidable actor, but in 1997, Tucker faced challenges. While he impressed in The Fifth Element, showcasing his ability to handle major blockbusters, his style had evolved since his Smokey days, as noted by Williams during an interview. Then came Money Talks, a hilarious comedy that had audiences roaring with laughter in theaters, and just when you thought he couldn't surpass that, bam, he delivers in Quentin Tarantino's Jackie Brown, holding his ground alongside renowned actors. But the true game changer? Rush Hour. Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker sharing the screen was pure gold. The Rush Hour trilogy was a cash cow, with Chris pocketing hefty paychecks in 2001. While Rush Hour 2 dominated the box office, Chris Tucker also appeared in Michael Jackson's iconic You Rock My World music video. However, he largely disappeared from the public eye until Rush Hour 3 premiered in 2007. Despite the high expectations after such a long hiatus, Rush Hour 3 fell short of the mark. As quickly as he rose to fame, he seemed to vanish from the limelight, leaving fans puzzled. Since then, Chris has only made cameo appearances in 2 more films, Silver Linings Playbook and Billy Lynn's Halftime Walk. But surely one flop isn't enough to explain over a decade of absence, right? Just 2 movies since 2010? What's going on, Chris? Well, it turns out Chris Tucker was playing the long game. He was selective about his roles, turning down opportunities in films like Any Given Sunday, Lethal Weapon 4, and Django Unchained. Brett Ratner, Rush Hour's director, revealed that Chris declined nearly $100 million worth of roles. Chris himself confirmed this, prioritizing meaningful experiences over financial gain. Despite his success in the Rush Hour series, Chris realized there was more to life than Hollywood fame. In an interview with My Classics ATL, he explained his decision to step back from the spotlight. He felt constrained, even as one of Hollywood's highest-paid actors, desiring something beyond superficial success. So he took a hiatus, engaged in self-reflection, traveled, and engaged in humanitarian efforts. And financially, Chris isn't struggling. According to Celebrity Net Worth, he earned around $50 million from Rush Hour alone after adjusting for inflation, equivalent to about $65 million today. So financially, he's doing well. There's a real conversation about how Chris Tucker challenged norms in Hollywood. Despite his success, he faced challenges like typecasting and limited roles due to his skin color. Hollywood often failed to see beyond stereotypes, attempting to confine him to specific roles. While he made occasional appearances, fans wondered if he would stage a major comeback or if his talent had waned. In reality, Chris Tucker navigated a risky path in a demanding industry, staying true to his vision despite the challenges. Hollywood often seeks to control, preferring actors who fit their established norms. However, Tucker was determined to break free and showcase his true capabilities. Despite achieving success in his career, he felt unfulfilled. Hollywood's constraints left him feeling confined, prompting his bold decision to step back. Instead of chasing superficial fame and wealth, he sought deeper fulfillment. In an interview, Tucker candidly discussed why he departed from Hollywood. He refused to let the industry dictate his career path or dictate how he lived his life. Hollywood's tendency to enforce conformity clashed with Tucker's desire for autonomy. He aimed to be his own master, not a puppet on strings. Moreover, Tucker faced challenges of feeling constrained and emasculated in Hollywood. The industry continually pushed him into roles that failed to showcase his full range as an actor. It seemed as though they couldn't look beyond his comedic side to recognize his depth as a performer. This not only hindered his progress but also perpetuated harmful stereotypes about black men. Despite these obstacles, Tucker remained resolute, even when it meant turning down significant opportunities. While some fans admired his determination, others viewed it as rebellion against the system. The lack of diversity and Hollywood's reluctance to evolve with the times further hindered talented artists like Tucker. The industry's stagnancy, recycling the same old scripts without adaptation, made it clear why Tucker sought an exit. Additionally, Tucker faced financial challenges, from enjoying a lavish lifestyle to grappling with tax issues. However, he managed to navigate his way out of debt through hustling. Regarding Tucker's sudden departure, speculation arose linking him to darker aspects of the industry. There were hints about Tucker crossing paths with Jeffrey Epstein, known for his ties to disturbing operations alongside Ghislaine Maxwell. While Tucker participated in a trip to South Africa with Epstein, former President Bill Clinton, and Kevin Spacey for the Clinton Foundation, he denied any knowledge of Epstein's involvement. Despite ongoing speculation, there's no concrete evidence linking Tucker to Epstein's illicit activities beyond that one-time humanitarian trip. Nonetheless, some fans remain skeptical, noting Tucker's responses regarding the trip, hinting at potential untold aspects. In conclusion, while Tucker's humanitarian efforts are acknowledged, there are lingering questions and speculation surrounding his associations and decisions in the complex landscape of Hollywood and beyond. Cat Williams' narrative isn't just a fabricated story. There is substantial evidence supporting it, causing ripples not only in Hollywood but also across California. Consider this image of Chris Tucker. When the sealed court documents related to Epstein were unveiled, it was akin to unlocking a Pandora's box of scandal. Over 170 influential figures were implicated, including prominent figures from politics and the entertainment industry. Since Epstein's arrest, the media has been scrambling to unravel the truth behind his private island activities. Locals have come forward, revealing that Epstein continued to bring in underage girls even after his conviction. Witnesses at the airstrip on St. Thomas reported sightings of Epstein traveling with girls who appeared too young to be traveling unaccompanied. Flight logs also paint a vivid picture. Epstein's aircraft were constantly on the move, shuttling between various cities worldwide. Now, here's where it becomes intriguing. The celebrity guest list for Epstein's Island reads like a who's who of the wealthy and famous, including Leonardo DiCaprio, Donald Trump, and even Michael Jackson, who, according to Cat Williams, had a close relationship with Chris Tucker. Therefore, when Cat disclosed Tucker's association with Epstein's Island, it wasn't merely a baseless rumor. It was linked to a scandal shaking the foundations of the industry. As more truths come to light, one can only speculate about the other secrets concealed within the echelons of Hollywood's elite. Considering the notable personalities from the entertainment realm implicated in the Epstein saga, it's conceivable that Tucker may have received an invitation to the notorious island. After all, he was a prominent figure in the industry at that time, right? Fan opinions regarding Kat's revelations are divided. Some assert that there's a questionable aspect to the story, while others express surprise or disbelief. Notably, Trump and his family were listed in Epstein's Black Book, released some time ago, albeit redacted. Chris Tucker's inclusion in this book is highlighted by some as a potential reason for his abrupt departure from the smoky role in Friday. However, there are staunch defenders of Tucker who adamantly deny his involvement in any dubious activities. Chris Tucker was known to be a friend of Bill Clinton's, and they engaged in humanitarian work alongside Bono for a period. Their joint travel on Epstein's plane could have been for legitimate reasons. Tucker appears to have no further ties to Epstein beyond this single trip, as stated by Chantal Davies, asserting that nothing untoward occurred during that journey. Fast forward to the present, Chris Tucker has returned to the limelight with a new movie titled Air, depicting Michael Jordan's journey to securing the iconic Nike deal. In the film, Tucker portrays Howard White, the Nike executive pivotal to the deal's success. It marks 7 years since Tucker last showcased his acting prowess on the silver screen. In an interview with GQ, Tucker expressed bewilderment at the inquiries about his hiatus from the spotlight, citing his continuous hustle as the reason. Whether it's stand-up comedy or something else, I'm always working. So when they mention that, I'm like, okay, I guess I haven't been on the big screen in a while. Chris has been incredibly busy, spanning across various projects in different time zones and dedicating serious effort to humanitarian causes worldwide. Talk about a jam-packed schedule. What's intriguing is that he's not just traveling for leisure, he's actively participating in diverse events to gain knowledge, not merely cash in as a speaker. But here's the fascinating part: Tucker aspires to be more than just a career-focused individual. He values a well-rounded life because it contributes to his growth as an actor. I think it's good when you can step away and have a life outside of the business a little bit. Or a lot, he mentioned. Art imitates life, so you've got to live a full life to produce great work, despite living lavishly with all the luxuries money can provide. Tucker realized he yearned for deeper meaning in his acting endeavors. I knew I didn't want to just earn a lot of money making movies that lack significance. I knew it wouldn't bring me happiness, he shared with GQ. I reached a point where I only wanted to take on special roles, but they weren't coming my way. So I decided to travel, experience life, instead of waiting for those opportunities. What truly ignites Tucker's passion for acting? It's about trust, collaboration, and the freedom to explore his creative instincts within the script. He hit the jackpot with Air. This project wasn't just another job, it allowed him to delve deeply into his character, Howard White, a Nike executive he already had familiarity with from his global adventures. According to the grapevine at GQ, Tucker even took charge of his character's dialogues, crafting them himself. Let's rewind to 2001, when Tucker began feeling the need to be more discerning with his roles. I had all sorts of crazy offers thrown at me. They offered me every kind of role that a black person could play, but I turned them down, he recounted. I couldn't settle for just anything. To be honest, I couldn't find anything worthwhile, he elaborated. I feel young, with plenty of time ahead to do movies. I didn't want to rush into any movie just for the sake of it. I wanted to engage in projects that truly excited me. So why did he return to the Rush Hour franchise for a second round? Well, the $20 million offer certainly played a role. However, what's admirable is that Chris isn't solely focused on making movies for the sake of it. He wants to impart wisdom, just like the timeless classics that inspired him in the past. Think Casablanca, The Color Purple, and Coming to America. Additionally, he has his sights set on writing a book and starring in more films in the future. Chris successfully resisted Hollywood's attempts to control and pigeonhole him, and that's a noteworthy achievement. Cat Williams believes that Tucker's success granted him access to Hollywood's darkest secrets. If Williams' claims hold weight, then Tucker might have encountered things that emotionally pushed him to step away. Perhaps the industry simply wore him down. It's as if he desired more but grew weary of the same old routine. It's a speculative journey for fans, debating every possible angle. Did Tucker witness questionable things that led him to exit Hollywood? Or is this merely a case of being judged by association?